How you going, mate?
That was quick.
Yeah, that was very quick. It went up straight away, didn't it?
I think
Happy?
the internet's quicker in your room, Jim. So
Yeah, I think I must have quicker internet in my
better
office.
lighting, better internet service.
Yeah, well, I'm at home, mate, and I think I've actually got some pretty good internet here at home. I just got in, and you're still in the office, and another busy day, Andrew. Another great day with some really good results across the board, and plenty of people. Yeah,
Yeah, well, we're just having a chat. We met 175 buyers through opens just today, and then if we consider the midweek opens, probably roughly about 250
yeah,
or thereabouts, which again consistent of what it has been over the last few weeks, which is good.
yeah.
Yeah, so activity is still strong, and today, no doubt, a couple of strong results as well. We had four auctions all up, but two sold beforehand. So we'll quickly touch on those. One was 9 Bellevue Boulevard in Keilor Downs.
Bellevue Drive.
Bellevue Drive. Boulevard's in Sunny Hillside, Bellevue
It is.
Drive in
It
Keilor
is.
Downs.
Yeah,
That sold for 830,000. A strong offer came through before auction. A lady missed out a home around the corner from us, and obviously at that point of time, she didn't sell her house in time in order to buy that one there. So
yeah,
she made a strong offer to secure this home here, which is great. And then 10 Marquette Court in Hillside also sold before auction. Same deal. Sold before auction for 748,000 for a 3-bedroom property, which again, Hillside is just, again, all areas have, but
yeah.
Hillside definitely has been an area where it has seen some really good growth in the last couple of years, which is good. And then today, some really strong results. We started off at Kangaroo Paw Court in Taylor's Lakes, number 12, a lovely 3-bedroom townhouse, similar garage. Interesting with this one, Jim, as you probably know yourself already, exactly the same townhouse, sold in April last year
Yeah.
for 525,000.
Yes.
Today we sold the exact same home opposite each other for 591,000,
Yeah.
which is about 12.5% increase from the exact same property, which is incredible for a townhouse as well, right? Townhouses normally don't go up in that much value, but this one definitely did.
Well, yeah, look that demonstrates exactly where the market has moved. If we look at April last year, as you say, 525. Fast forward 12 months, and it was competitive. That one was competitive today. Two bidders really going strongly at it, and it sells for 591, exactly 12.5% more, which is about where it looks like it's moved in most cases, right?
Yeah.
The other thing that was interesting, Andrew, today plastered, well, all this week really, plastered on the news every night. Real estate's a funny thing, right? When things are tough, everybody, talks it down. When things are going well, everybody starts carrying on about underquoting. Seriously, we can't pick where it sits. But the interesting stat was that for the first time, Melbourne's median house prices topped the $1 million barrier. So, that demonstrates where it's at. I mean, it was sitting in the mid-8s last year. So it shows some real strong growth, some real strong improvement. And we've spoken many times about the reasons why. But that sale at Kangaroo Paw Court, a great complex, it outlines, really simply exactly where it's at. And then from there we went, Andrew, to number 5, Tambo Court in Keilor in the Cooler Rise estate. Yeah, in the Cooler Rise estate. And you did a great job there. Good auction, great crowd. Tell us about what happened.
Jim, we had, I think, touch over 180 groups go through the campaign.
How many?
180.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, we quoted land value. Now, photos look good. So, again, we couldn't help that. It wasn't that we photoshopped anything. It just looked like a nice home online. But we offered it to land value, 533 square meters of land, a 3-bedroom home.
Yep.
And so had obviously a mixed variety of buyers that walked through and inquire on that property. People that were looking to do a knockdown and rebuild, a great home site for that to occur, and even some buyers that were looking to just simply move in because the house was fine. It was in great nick, very clean. Just needed some obviously cosmetics externally and internally. although obviously very surprised with the result, even though we're not, again, the market's good, but that sold for 813,000. So we had a quoting range there, 660 to 690, which our vendors were more than happy to sell in. And again, going back to this under quoting, we can't really obviously help exactly what it's going to sell for, but we had 5-6 bidders go for it. For again, the person that bought it simply going to move in. The people that missed out were local investors, which we know really, really well, right? So they bought a few properties in the past around that location, and sold for a very strong result.
I'll tell you what was interesting with that one was that we had, obviously there was a big crowd. There were 3 on-site bidders that competed, and an online bidder. And mind you, our streaming platform was playing up today, but thankfully we were able to accommodate them. And the online bidder is the one that won the home, right? It was the person
bidding online too.
What's that? Sorry?
Strong bidding online as well. Jeez.
Yeah. Really strong bidding. So it just shows you the importance of technology. The people couldn't get to the auction, but they were able to buy a house. They were able to sign contracts in a matter of minutes.
10 minutes. 10 minutes undusted.
Remotely, and pay a deposit, and the deal was done. So, great result. And you did a really good call there too, by the way.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Practice makes perfect, as they say. But no, enjoying it. It's good. It's good seeing you off the tools.
Yeah, no, it was good. I wasn't even going to come. I wasn't even going to come today, to be honest. But I thought, I thought the wife will drive me crazy. I might as well go to work. And I'm glad I did. But some other sales, Andrew, through our offices. St Albans had a couple of auctions on today. They sold one at 8 Yan Yean and another one at 81 Diamond for 561. There was also a really good sale negotiated in Delahaye at Chatterton Drive that sold for 701,000. And I've got, whilst I don't have our overall numbers, Andrew, I'm just looking, if I look away from the screen for a moment and just look at my mobile, and I can tell you some of the results coming through. 3 out of 3 at Northcote, 3 out of 3 at Noble Park. Some strong sales through Preston, 1.533 million.
Wow.
Sales out at Montmorency, Bundoora, a property where they were expecting in the 9s. 5 active bidders sold for 1.17. A big one out in Berwick that passed in. One in Northcote sold 1.32. Another one in Preston 1.42. Craigieburn Craigieburn 570. Watsonia 853. Reservoir one sold. Some really strong results coming through right across Melbourne. And I think a little bit, let me check my emails. No, overall results haven't run through. And I know there were a number of late auctions today. There were some 4 o'clock ones. So our girls at head office that compile all the numbers will be waiting for that. But I thought I might take the liberty, Andrew, if it's okay, just to, I know we've covered March. Previously we've spoken about it, but just to give people a little bit of a perception of what some numbers look like and the scale of numbers that are happening. We had 581,000 page views on our website and 2.5 million almost engagements on our Facebook page last month. But the group across the board, we ran 302 auctions, but listen to this. Look at the difference when we tend to talk about auctions a lot, and then we know what we do during the week is all the private sales. But 1,145 sales for the month, and of those, if you think 302 were auctions, so that gives us almost 850 private sales and sale by set dates negotiated through the month of March. So 1,150 sales for the month. Some strong numbers across the board. We keep talking about stock shortages, but these numbers are back to where they were a couple of years ago. So some strong results, which gives people confidence to think, I can put my house on the market. I'm going to get a good price. I know I'm going to go and have to pay good money as well. But if you're buying and selling in the same market, it all evens out in the wash, right?
Yeah, definitely. I just want to give a shout out as well to Shari, because I think he made over 40 sales for the month.
He actually made 48 sales. Now this is one person, so hats off, mate, shirts off, clothes off, and I'll run down the street almost naked, Andrew. I won't say naked, but almost. But so proud of the results of that man, Shari Emazadi. at our, works out of our Geelong office in the Corio area. That's his backbone. His team, 48 sales. That's not the office. We're talking about him for the month of March. 48 sales. Outstanding effort. I can't, as a practicing estate agent, I can't fathom those numbers. That is outstanding. Hats off.
Well deserved. He works like an absolute beast. Yeah, a gentleman that came from overseas not that long ago, worked in the army, and mate, he's doing everything he can to get these results for his clients, and he loves his clients, right? And that's why he's getting these results. So, well done, Chari.
Well done, our friend, to you and your team. Outstanding. And I said last week, Andrew, about your march as well. I'm not going to talk numbers again. I don't want to embarrass you. I've got to say the 48. That's just mind-boggling. But I will say that you did a third of that, and which in our market. Oh, here we go. The report's coming through. The emails just come through, and let me have a look while we're talking. But yes, just to finish what I was saying, Andrew. Once again, outstanding effort from you.
Thank you.
Here we go. Preliminary numbers. So they're not all in yet, but preliminary numbers: 60 sold out of 76. So around 80% success rate, clearance rate, call it what you like, again, across Melbourne. There will be some more coming through.
Higher than that anyway over the weekend.
But there's the email. I don't know if you can see it. The numbers are down the bottom.
But, I reckon probably hit about 85, 86 over the weekend based on homes passing and negotiating.
Yeah, there'll be a few more coming through. But, at this stage of the afternoon, it's sitting at 60 sold out of 76 for the Barry Plant Group. So...
And talk about stock there, Jim. Stock, we've said that stock is tight, and it is compared to the volume of buyers out there in the marketplace, right? So, I'm looking at an auction board for May, and looks like we're going to have a very busy May. So well done to the team, and obviously that's due to the fact that vendors got confidence to put their homes in the market. So I know we touched on this slightly last week, but the homes, we have homes come on the market. So for buyers out there in the marketplace, there is going to be choices. It's just that when you think about the volume of buyers that we're meeting on a weekly basis, I spoke to a friend of mine who works in another part of the area, other side of the town in real estate, and we'll compare a number of buyers, and they've got really good number of buyers there as well. But when you put the numbers together over a month, we're meeting over 1,000 people a month, which is just ridiculous. And the amount of inquiry we're meeting, and that's just due to our brand and our strength of our market out here. We've got a great market share, obviously, as we know. We've worked very hard for that. But the buyers on our database are incredible. I think we spoke during a week. We sold the property off market during a week and got
pre-market.
Pre-market. Got a great result for that home. Buyer missed it on a house, and we sold it, pre-market as well. So that's just, again, to buyers out there, don't be too concerned. Don't think there isn't homes on the market, because there are homes coming up for sale very shortly. So just keep an eye out.
It's really funny. Speaking to agents all across Melbourne, last over Easter, I was talking to some agents down on the peninsula. We sat on the balcony, had a couple of beers, and talked about the market and what's happening down there. Shout out to Adam Alexander down there at Bell Property on the peninsula, having a real good chat about the market and where it's at. During the week, I was talking to some of the guys at Marshall White over in Armidale, and one of the guys at Kane Burton in Toorak, and I was talking to them about property for clients that and making some inquiries, and they're seeing exactly what we're seeing. We're not Robinson Crusoe, right? They're seeing what we're seeing. They're seeing strong demand. They're seeing vendors now starting to free up and a bit more property coming on the market. But as you just touched on, Andrew, that sale, the pre-market sale during the week, I think it's really, really important for anyone looking to understand that we need to have your details. And, as of next week, everyone, we take everyone's details anyway, but particularly at opens, but now we're going to need to do it at auctions as part of what we're required to do with QR codes and the like moving forward, and legislation that's come through. But sure, we take your details, but unless you engage with us and tell us that you're interested and tell us what you want to do, we don't know unless you tell us. So although we make it a habit to give everybody a phone call and a follow-up call that we meet, if you engage and you say to us, guys, this is what I'm looking for, I missed out on this one, or I've seen one with XYZ agent, find something for me. Well, they're the first people, the first buyers, the first group of people that we're going to tell about a property. So they will get the opportunity to secure a property before it goes to market, because we always have a pre-market stage where we will get buyers through the door so that we know that we're positioning the property properly. If it sells, fantastic, and the vendor's happy to sell, great. In many cases, the vendor might say, well, you know, if I've had my home on the market for 2 days and I've got 4 people interested, I'd rather auction it. Right. That's fine as well. You know, we can only act on their instructions. And I know that that's frustrating for some people, but it is what it is. That's the law of the land. Always put yourself in the position of what would you be thinking if you were the seller. Right. And you know, we're the conduit. We're that little bit of information pipeline between the buyer and the vendor. Obviously, we're working for a vendor, we're paid by a vendor, but we respect our buyers immensely, because without buyers, we don't have a business. So
yeah, completely agree, Jim. Well said. And I think, you know, it's one thing that we always tell vendors when we meet with them the first time, because you know, every vendor says, "Oh, well, you're definitely working for us, right?" I'm like, yeah, 100%. That's our job, to provide a service, to get the best possible price, but without the buyers, without treating buyers with respect. And this is something I learned many years ago when I first started. And when we got into a market at 2009, 2010, the market was, you know, just as good as what it is now in terms of number of buyers, right? And no one was following up buyers. No one was calling them back, right? Because they knew their house was going to sell anyway. But we made it a mantra, because we said, you know what? One day these buyers are going to sell, because they're going to buy today and they're going to sell in 10 years' time, right? So we just didn't follow up for those reasons. We did it for our vendors too. But what happened was the market quickly turned.
Yeah.
And then in 2011, 2014, we were getting one buyer through an open, sometimes, you know, not seeing a buyer for 3 months. So, you know, what happened to that buyer? They became, you know, a piece of gold. So we'll shop those buyers through every single house. So I think because we came through a tough market, we've seen tough markets, well, whatever we're doing today is just normal, right? And we're still treating buyers with respect, regardless of how many buyers we're meeting at opens. We still have to give all buyers the time of day. And that's what we're here to do.
You know, Andrew, that takes me back a few years ago at one of our annual principals conferences. We had we always have a guest speaker. As you know, you've been to one of our management conferences, and you've listened in to what people have to say. And you know, it's not just a junket. We don't go away just for having a good time, although that's a big part of it. But you know, it's coach the coach. We need to get coached as well. Anyway, my point is, I remember we had the principal of a very, very highly regarded brand, real estate brand in Australia. And we had him along as a guest speaker, and he made it perfectly clear that in their market, they didn't give a shit about buyers. They didn't care about buyers. And I was sitting there listening, and then, you know, we let him do his presentation. It was a very good presentation. He went through, and then that night we all went out for dinner, or a few of us did. And I happened to be sitting next to him, and I said, look, you know, I'd like to raise something and get your thoughts on why it is you think as you do with buyers. And I said, I can tell you that I felt that as a buyer when I was looking in an area where they operate. Now, I was fortunate that I had a relationship with one of the salespeople, so he used to ring me. And but he said to me, he said, mate, we just don't ring buyers. We don't care. There's that many of them. We don't care. And that blew me away, because we've always been brought up to understand that buyers are our sellers of tomorrow. You know, we need to treat them with respect, because we know it's like the chicken and the egg. You know, without them, we don't have a business. So,
well, that's why it's 5 o'clock this afternoon, and we're making our callbacks, right? So, sending our contracts, that's what we do. And you know, now that might not make a difference to our sellers, but for us, we know exactly that we've got that moving forward. We've done the right thing by buyers, and that's what we're here to do, provide that service, right? So, as exactly right, Jim, as you said before, it's you know, very important the buyers to understand that we're still here to help, and regardless of how many buyers we're meeting through opens, we're here to do our best for them as well.
Exactly. So tell me, mate, let's wrap it up. What are you on? What have you got on tonight? What's the lovely Lisa got planned?
I have no idea. She's tried to call me a couple of times, so she's probably watching this.
Mine's been going.
So we'll be home soon. So I'll probably just have a quiet one tonight, and brother-in-law's birthday dinner tomorrow night, which is good.
Very good.
Happy birthday to Randy. He's not watching, but right, Randy.
The great man.
Yeah, great bloke, and someone that's worked very hard in his life, which is great, and well deserved for what he has. So someone that I actually learn from as well, to be honest.
Exactly.
Which is good. So happy birthday. And that's it, Jim. How about yourself?
Mate, it's as far as sport goes, we've got Melbourne Victory playing tonight in a derby against the crosstown rivals, Melbourne City. It's Melbourne City's home game, but we'll quickly sneak in there and watch a little bit of that game at Amy Park. In the meantime, the Blue Boys will be playing as well. Carlton are on tonight. So hopefully Victory get a win. Hopefully Carlton get a win. And then one of my daughter's friends, 21st, that we've been invited to as well. So we'll wander over and have a couple of drinks and celebrate Sabrina's 21st as well, Andrew. And then,
happy birthday, Sabrina.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sabrina. And then tomorrow we recover a little bit and then out for dinner tomorrow night. So with some friends. So
very good.
Mate, have a great weekend and I will see you Monday morning.
See you Monday morning. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy.
See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.